Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft, here with your hosts Blackjack and Babagusta, and of course our admin Eisen, as we are here for the very final day of Division 2 in Season 4 of the Pro League. That is right. Div 2 ends its Season 4 stint here tonight, and there's two awesome stream games for all of our viewers to enjoy as we bid farewell to this division before, of course, Season 5 eventually brings it all back. Tonight's first game is going to be Genevieve versus Vanquished Paradox. Unfortunately, the Team Clickbait versus Throw Syndicate could not happen on stream due to some delay-related issues, of course, but we're just here happy to have two more games on stream, and we get to see a little bit more of VPG. Who doesn't like that, as Baba can tell you, because he managed to catch up with nostalgia from Vanquished Paradox Gaming yesterday. I had a few questions for him about his team, about their promotion to Division 1, which seems all but secured at this point. And you know what? I think he can best explain it alongside nostalgia. Roll the interview.
Hello everyone and welcome to the WD BLACK, the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft. I'm your host Baba Gusta. With me I have my special guest Nostalgia from Team VPG. Nostalgia, welcome to the league. How are you guys doing?
Hello. I'm doing fine, and I think the team is doing fine too.
Yes.
Last season we barely scraped season Division 2. But
I mean, yeah, I actually was about to talk about it since, in Season 2 and 3, you guys were in 4th and 5th position. Didn't actually get a chance to get to Division 1. But now in Season 4, you guys are at the top position here. Winning a total of 5 matches. You guys haven't lost a single matches as of yet. How excited are you to go to Division 1 right now?
who doesn't want to get to Division 1, at the top of the league?
I mean, absolutely nostalgia.
Like, we really are excited to go to Division 1, by the way. So it will be an honor to play in Division 1 for the TC once again.
I mean, it's good to know about it, Nostalgia. And also, I just want to ask, what is going to be a game plan when you guys reach to Division 1? Any, strong plays? And also, you'll be meeting with some huge teams here. Teams like UG, teams like Exterminate Esports. These guys are making quite a lot of plays, and also they're just making sure to get to the top. So do you guys have any kind of strategies that could counter these teams?
We are making strats, and Music J decided to join us.
It's good to hear, man.
He's like, let's help you guys out, and let's see where he takes us, and all the scrims and strats, let's see.
I mean, I've heard Music J is a great analyst, and him helping you guys on the way. It's you guys will be getting good amount of information through your teams, and also make sure you guys will be able to win it out. Yes, that's good to know. So the next question that I do want to ask is the MVP standings. Currently, your teammate Shrisha is in the third position in the MVP standings, having a total of 1 MVP and a KD ratio of 28-19. So talking about it, I just want to ask about your team wise. How's your team doing as of now? Are they like enjoying the entire season? Since it is season 4, we're about to reach to season 5. We are almost at the end of the season. So how is that energy? How is that coordination going out well with
I
the
mean,
teams
for the past 2 seasons, team have been going through a bit of roster change, what you say, and it destroys the synergy like by a lot. Like getting new players, getting to know them, how they play. So right now, the squad we have, I think everybody will stick together. And let's see where we go from there. Because most of the big teams on Division 1, they have been playing for a long time together. Except like minor changes, but not like this big change. Our squad went through a big roster change, so let's see.
I mean, as the great man once said, with the big changes come big opportunities here, Nostalgia. And talking about VPG, you guys are, you did, made sure that you guys will be in Div 1, but, in the next season, it's going to be very much difficult. So, talking about it, I just want to ask about your experience on how well you guys are enjoying in this, this very season.
We're just basically working our strats out, this and that. Let's like trying out things, and we are enjoying the games one by one, not thinking about what's gonna happen next, but just the game we're focusing on right now. So that's how we've been taking on this season. Let's hope we're gonna do the same in next season.
I mean, I'm sure your team is going to be doing more than good in Division 1 because, talking about these teams, you guys have made some absolute plays here. Shrisha with some incredible clutches, and also from Exter, though. Just want to ask a bit of a question from Exter. How, every time you see Exter, he always plays the Ash and the Jaeger roles. So, how is it easier for you to make him understand at what time you want to go aggressive, what time you want to make him go defensive, or would you just let him loose? It's just basically you just caged him in at the certain moment, you're just leaving him off that easily.
No, we don't cage Exter off at all. That's only because Exter can make good plays. He has a good gun skill, and game sense is good too. And he picked up this role on his own. We didn't force him to play an Ash and Jaeger, I think. So since he's a good fragger, Jaeger with a carbine, I think that's a good choice for him to play. And now with the removal of flashbangs in Ash, it's kind of getting difficult for him in certain times to cope up.
I mean, I do have to agree on that, Nostalgia, with some huge changes coming in, not from Ash though, but also from Zofia,
And
where her
Zofia.
withstand will be removed, and also the some major patches I'd like to talk about it. But still, talking about Shrisha too, what an incredible player though. He's even playing as a support, and he's also in the 3rd position in the MVP standings. I mean, playing as a support, it's not an easy job to do both support roles and frag both at the same time here. I mean, looks like you've got one good, I wouldn't say good, a very, extraordinary player who performs a lot of work for VPG. So, do you have anything to say to Shrisha?
Srisha has been playing this game since a long time. He's one of the OGs. He's been playing for good teams since the beginning. Reckoning, Level 0, then Fallen Knights. So he has a lot of experience, that's what you call. And he can stay calm in certain situations, which is very good in this competitive scene right now. Because most of the players are panic. They panic in certain situations, like what to do. But Srisha, he stays calm, and he's also the IGL for our team. And so that's why we gave him the support role. I'm in second support. I'm the primary support. He plays the secondary support. We give him the information, then he takes it up from there.
I mean, to be honest, the way how you guys push in, even on both attack as well as on defense, it is top notch. And also, we wish you guys the best of luck in Division 1. So, before ending this interview, I just want to ask, do you have anything to say to your viewers before we end this?
To the viewers, TEC has given us a good chance to show our skill levels and how we play. Basically, without TEC, the only tournaments we get are some certain tournaments and ESL, Go for example. Before there were Elite Hub, some other tournaments also were happening monthly. But right now, only TEC is giving us the chance to prove our worth and to play in tournament on a regular basis. I don't know how long TEC will stay, but as long as it stays, it's good for the community and good for the players.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this interview, Nostalgia, and that would conclude this interview here. And we will go back to the caster's desk with the future Baba Gusta and Jack coming into your screens right now. Well, thank you so much for that, Baba from the past, and good luck to both VPG and Jeter Vyuha, because that will be their final match in Div 2 Season 4. I'm very excited, and the map is going to be on Cafe Dostoyevsky, a very familiar map, a very interesting map. We'll be able to see Oregon and Clubbers for now. It's going to be Cafe Dostoyevsky as we get the ready confirmations from both the teams. As soon as they're ready, we'll be able to get back. And also, what a great guy, man. Nostalgia. I mean, he is. He even said that he used to be as a support for Team VPG. So I'm very excited to see how well VPG is going to go up against Jeter Vyuha. And talking about Jeter Vyuha, though, as we take a look at it in the ban phase and check on what kind of ban phase does Jeter Vyuha is going to go for. And yeah, talking about Jeter Vyuha's standings here, they're currently in fourth position, winning 3 matches, and currently in the fourth position, having a total of 9 points. Same thing, it's not the same for VPG, though. They are stunningly winning 5 matches. Unfortunately, they've lost 1 with a heavy round conversion of 22, having 15 points in the board. Now, as we take a look at the ban phase here, Jeter Vyuha's first ban is going to be the Blackbeard on the side of the attackers, and now VPG's ban is going to be the standard Thatcher ban. You don't want to have those EMPs destroying some of the utilities. And also, we forgot to mention you guys that the post maintenance patch has arrived, giving a lot of changes here coming in from most of the operators here, especially the Ash's breaching charge radius, and also from the Zophia's impact radius reduced from 3.5 to 2. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well that they're going to make use of it. Talking about the bans is going to be the Vamai taken care of from Vanquished Paradox, and in the end, Jeter Vyuha will ban the Mira. With it, that would be the end of ban phase, and also the introduction of the rosters on the side of VPG. When the ban phase comes to an end, Map Cafe Dostoyevsky will be the map for both of these teams. Nostalgia, your average R6 player, aka Shrisha, Kurosaki, Nippon, and Exter. And on the side of Team Jeter Vyuha, we have Taurus, Ghost, Shocking God, and Gutsy, with the side being on first floor, kitchen service, and cooking. And with it, I will leave the mic back to Jack.
Well, an interesting first round selection, all things considered. Kitchen service and kitchen cooking. But what I'm most interested in, of course, just like you said, Baba, is to see how Vanquished Paradox goes about playing today's game. Why do we say that? Well, because, again, something that Baba had already touched on. Vanquished Paradox currently have only lost 1 game. They are 15 points up on the leaderboard, 22 round conversion, although some of it was helped by early season forfeits from other teams, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, VPG have found themselves in a position of rather formidable power, if you will. Genevieve in 4th position in the meanwhile, 9 points to them. And, my sentiment from yesterday somewhat still stands. The fact that Genevieve right now has a fairly solid chance of getting to Division 1 baffles me, but at this point it should be expected. Yesterday's game against the Red Vipers that Jittavia had was was questionable in certain aspects, especially towards the mid game, but let's not talk about that right now, as that game is done, dusted, in the past, left to be, just a mere memory. We can't exactly affect anything. Of the outcomes that happened yesterday, so we're just going to move on today. Round 1 on first floor kitchen. Jittery on the defense, though. Going to make things a little bit harder, as VPG's attack is evidenced before on this very map. They are very much going to try and, make things their own as quickly as possible. Take as many rounds as it were, and then go into the defense with a fairly healthy lead. That all starts with this first round droning excuse me right there. Droning coming in onto the roam clear segments of the map as things go, nothing too special coming out in the very first round. Although I will say Shockin kind of still busy with that first floor bar. The first floor bar right here. You can see he made a bunch of lines of sight with the super shorty of the castle. Excuse me for the pause I'm taking right here. Sometimes I find myself doing this without no particular reason, but Kurosaki has a very good reason to come down wide right now because third floor has been cleared out. They know that there's nobody, at the very least for the time being, on second floor. It's mostly concentrated on lurking around and holding inside a site on the same floor as the site is. That's Genevieve's plan, at least. They're trying to see what VPG brings out, as the first round is usually just testing the waters, seeing what your opponents are bringing in, seeing what you may or may not lack, and what adaptations are going to be required from you and your teammates. Drones coming in, being taken down. Taurus prepping a C4 right now after that sledgehammer hole was made directly above him. But no, he's going to retract that nice and quickly. He hears the footsteps, but he's not particularly sure if he wants to go for it just now, even though contesting that angle, not exactly the best idea for him, given that he could get taken out if he's not careful. Nippon, I don't think he saw the feet of the castle right there. Shockin was prone, excuse me, and his feet nearly poked through the rotate they made for themselves, but VPG so far have not taken a kill. They could start taking them now. Pings are coming out, but Nostalgia just out of line of sight. He's gonna see the foot. No, it's just peeking through. It's such a small line, but the mute will fall back. 30 seconds on the clock.
Well, 30 seconds on the clock. Nippon sees the head, actually sees the leg, but doesn't get the shot as of just yet. But the first frag will come in from Nostalgia, taking out Taurus. And refrag will never come in because Kurosaki has got it under control. Taking out Shocking, the smokes will come in, so does the C4. It might catch someone, but no, it does not. Nostalgia survives without a scratch here. The plant will come in, whereas Kurosaki gets another one. The C4 toss not working out well here as Ghost is panicking out of nowhere, and with it the post plant will come in. But actually it's not. Genevieve is going to win it out by taking out the planter. Oh boy, what just happened? I believe it was Ace who were planning in right from the default. Not looking at the flank or Sledge, missing the opportunity to take out the Melusi because it was smoke. I mean, the Ace did throw a smoke grenade to block that line of sight, eventually not be able to watch that flank watch. VPG, actually, Jet or Vyuha will be able to take out the diffuser, and with it, they'll be able to get that round win too. A good job from them, and also a bit of problems from VPG. They do have to be careful of those flank routes right from the walls that Melusi just played in, which was right in from the VIP. The Club Shield was even placed with the C4, in which it did not connect. Also, VPG will be in they're in a not a bad start. This is not a bad start at all. This is a good start for VPG, and also a huge start, good start from Team Jet or Vyuha. They'll be able to win one of their defending rounds in first floor kitchen in such a short time, having a total of no time at all for the attackers. And oh boy, I was quite shocked for a moment that I thought it was VPG who's going to win it out, but unfortunately it did not. In a 3v1, Jet will win it out, and with it the site will be on third floor bar in round 2. We'll be able to see Ghost bringing out the Warden, and Shocking will be the one playing as the Goyo. God this time will be playing as the Jaeger, not playing the not playing as the Goyo this time. He'll be able to give some call-outs, or maybe play some roam right in a room clear right in towards the second floor pillars, or just hold an angle from the reading room instead. Within action phase will proceed. Talking about the attackers players there, you have Nostalgia bringing in the Ace, and sadly, Shrisha with the Sledge. For a moment there, I thought Shrisha, I couldn't see Shrisha for a minute there, but then afterwards I saw, yeah, wait a minute, have Shrisha playing as the Sledge this time, and Nostalgia with the support playing as the Ace. Now, Nippon would be the one bringing in the air jab Nomad. She'll be able to place it right from the windows. The pre-fire will come in from extra right in towards the piano. The only problem is they do need information, one of which Extra is still placed at a secluded location that we do not know of just yet. Flashbangs will come in to exhaust the ADSs as well as the Wumai's magnet needs, and it will succeed taking out the Goyo's Vulcan shield. Now, Taurus will miss the opportunity taking out the drone work. Actually, taking out the drone, which would give much more information right from the White Stairs hallway, and also forces Goyo to fall back from the freezer. But still, getting a kill, taking out Sledge right from the cigar entrance would give them a huge lead here. Will retire back his Goyo Vulcan shield and place it nearby in towards the freezer entrance. It's going to be a tough time here. Taking out Shrisha, no more of those frag grenades to get those kills, and neither the piano control from VPG. Nostalgia will slowly make his way, and so does the Zofia. Just need to be careful of those extra amount of lines being kept here from Jeter Vyuha. One in towards the freezer and the other in towards the bathroom. So currently there is Wamai who's currently in towards the bathroom side with the MPX in hand. The Ash breaching charge will come in, giving them much more of an angle to hopefully make sure that they'll be able to make some line of sights. But currently they're losing a lot of time here. 50 seconds left. They are in towards piano, but they still haven't taken out any of the roamers, nor they're getting in towards the site. What's going to happen here?
Well, as God takes that first kill, he's just gonna fall back into the library, and Nippon was the one to fall. That's unfortunate. Kurosaki's gonna take a bit of damage from the smoke grenade coming his way, as Jiravuya has managed to push Vanquished Paradox just a bit today so far. Anyway, Shockin trying to he will actually be able to deny the Selma, and Nostalgia's gonna throw another one, but without the Goyo being taken out, that's not gonna work. Good shot onto Ghost, but he did take extra down. In the meanwhile, it's a 2v4 now as the pre-fire comes in from Taurus, along with God finding Nostalgia. Kurosaki, along with his teammate, fall, and a bizarre turn of events sees us start in a completely unexpected direction. Ladies and gentlemen, Vanquished Paradox Gaming are not to 2 down against Jittervia. I don't think, especially after the second week concluded, that we will be saying this, but I think, this whole finals week has just been that unexpected turn of events in the most shocking of ways. But for the time being, we're going to be heading to second floor reading room and fireplace hall in the third round, as I have to say, Jittervia held, and they were very patient. Not exactly something you see from them all the time. They've definitely shown us glimpses of their patience before, but Vanquished Paradox, I have to say, have been taking just a little bit too long. They're droning. They want to emphasize on intel gathering and utility clearance. I get that. But in these first couple of rounds, they have taken far too long to get that done on multiple counts, and they unfortunately have paid the price for it. Because when you're in a situation where you have to rush into sight without really doing too much to clear all of your corners and whatnot, that's usually when the last 10 seconds-ish falls into place, or whenever you decide to make it execute, really, and you don't have too much time and you need to secure the plant and all that stuff. And all of those factors start sort of blindsiding you to where the defenders could be. Your gunfight potential starts going down, you start losing bodies, and it snowballs on from there. That's what's happened for VPG in these first 2 rounds. Can they turn it back? Round 3 is going to be the one where we find the answer to that little question. Because that's an interesting, interesting quick barricade break setup from the Pulse, who will also just use his cardiac sensor to see wherever he can, give some intel to his teammates. Knows that there's a couple of people right outside of the train museum window. Has to go prone, however, as Nippon will throw in an air jab onto red stairs. Kurosaki droning in, knows that there's a mid-jammer close by, castle barricade included. Pulse's position given away. He does not know that he is being tagged, or at least yellow tagged, if you will, by Shrisha himself, your average R6 player. But his drone has been taken care of. The Pulse is still there. He could feasibly go for a grenade toss after burning the ADS, but even then, see somebody else inside inside a mining room. Can't quite get the shot. Shocking the meanwhile, position given away, or his position, him giving away the position of an attacker. Well, for the time being, we're gonna have a trade. Taurus finding Nostalgia, Nippon finding Taurus back, but the big problem there is that's your ace gone. So any reinforced walls you want to break for lines of sight, that's not going to be happening, at least not in this round. With the minute 40 mark, I don't think we can undersell how big of a kill that was. God still holding this position. the wall behind him was reinforced, so there was a bit of hesitancy from the side of VPG to actually get in and get him out, as, you can't exactly shoot through reinforced walls. And with Nostalgia gone again, with that Heart Breacher gone, it made things just a little bit unfortunate for the side of the attack. Now pushing in towards Mining Room, Kurosaki's going to find another one, shock him to fall in the meanwhile. That's your Jaeger of the board, so third floor control is being taken. But with a minute remaining, can Genevieve establish themselves in? Nearly getting taken out. The Pulse, he'll fall back and maybe into the line of sight of Shrisha. He's waiting, he's watching, knows that there's a Pulse in Mining Room, but God is content to just sit back and let them come to him. SMG alone comes out, but that was the wrong move. He didn't look around in time as the UMP fires off, finds another one, and now the Nomad's gone in, flashbang on one end, pre-firing coming in from the UMP, and nearly found Nippon there too. Unfortunately, he'll be the one to fall, and now at the 30-second mark is 3v2. Zofia concussions are coming in to see if they can clear some lines aside, but no, Ghost will find Kurosaki, equalize it, but the mute goes down in the meanwhile, as that was a repellent from Exter. Now it's all down to Ghost, the castle, as he needs to find at least a planter to give his team a bit of room to breathe. But can he? Nippon's going for the plant inside a fireplace. You have an Ash on white stairs. Shots are going to be fired. The castle finds one, but can't find the second. Extra will take the final kill. Ghost will fall. And a Vanquished Paradox will finally put a round on board for themselves. The third round. And even then, it was a very close call. Genevieve definitely have done their homework here. And more than that, excuse me right there, they have definitely come very, very prepared, as that 1v1 could have very much happened. Unfortunately, the Castle's UMP just doesn't quite stack up against the R4C of an Ash. Round 4 will be underway as we're headed back to first for kitchen service and kitchen cooking.
Well, with VPG winning their first round of attack in round 3, second floor reading / fireplace hall, I do have to appreciate God there. With the Pulse, he knew that, the wall bank right from red stairs wouldn't be a good idea. So he decided to reinforce and also challenge rather than forcing to change his position. Now, that is a very risky play there from God, and somehow he gets more than what he could bargain for. 2 kills, and also wasting a lot of time in which VPG had no idea on how to counter it. But in the end, losing a lot of man count, even with that 1v2 situation, even with the UMP taking out the Nomad, unfortunately couldn't get the last kill of the Ash, and still VPG would be able to win that first round without having any problems dealing with JV's defense. But since they will be back on first floor kitchen yet again, I mean, this time, I still remember the first round where JV just won this round just by taking out the planter. So this time, hopefully they'll be able to adapt the situation, maybe bringing some flanked watches, maybe, I believe it's going to be either Nostalgia or Nippon who's going to be making sure that those kind of flanks would not happen from JV. Gutsy, a very risky placement of those ADSs. Just he'll be glad that the attackers didn't have a good amount of information on where exactly his location was or at what place that he placed his ADS. So he's going to be lucky just for now, as Rappel will come in from Shrisha, rappelling in towards the windows of Whiskey. Droneworks will come in, giving them entire clearance of third floor. So basically, the way how VPG is going to push is a full-on thorough search of third floor, second floor, and then for the first floor. Whereas JV, they've held a total of 2 players in the second floor itself. I believe one's in reading room, and that's going to be Gutsy taken care of. I believe he went for a run out right in the train museum window. I mean, I just have one question. Why? Why would you go for it? The default cam is gone. You don't have information ops like Valkyrie or Maestro. Why would you just blindly go in for a run out, which is ill-advised, no information, and there is 2 attackers holding in from that exact location? That is going to cost JV a lot of time and also a control on the second floor, in which they will continue their work, making that vertical lines of sight here. VPG already having that, I would say, the time, as they have a lot of time to take care of. The only difference is that they've entirely surrounded and also surrendered the control of second floor. The C4 will come in, dealing some minor damage to Shrisha, but still, they still have a chance here with 1 minute left. As I recall, Melusi is still in towards that VIP corridor, and all she has to do is to at least eliminate one or two players. Eliminating one or two players from VPG will give them the chance for JV to get back in the lead, and looks like Shocking will be able to deal with some major damage right from the hallway. It's going to fall back, but Exter will take out Taurus, putting in a 5v3, a difficult situation for JV. The smoke will come in, blocking line of sight, and God is prepped and ready with the C4. Will it work out? No, it doesn't. And with it, the drop-off will come in from Nostalgia. Kurosaki is making sure that it does not happen, but no, missing that opportunity, but Nostalgia sees it clearly, taking out God, and with the 5v2 situation is in, Nostalgia will take out the Banshee turret and will proceed going for the blunt. C4 won't work out, but the shot of that vector will claim the life of Shisha. 4v2, Shocking. Need to be careful of the Nomad air jabs. 10 seconds left for Cos to make a play, and Kurosaki gets one, taking out Shocking, but it's too late. And Kurosaki will get one more, taking out Ghost, as VPG will win. Round 4, first floor kitchen, as we take a look at it in the instant replay. Round 5 will proceed, and with it, the round equalization comes in, where both of the score lines is 2-2.
The equalizers coming in from the side of Vanquished Paradox. They seem to now be showing up in full strength to this game, as they realize that Genevieve might not be, as ill prepared as they may have expected them to be in this situation. Now, I'm not saying that they underestimated Jirufuya. Well, okay, they may have just a little bit in the beginning, in the early bit of the game, but knowing Vanquish Paradox, they're a team that on most days will take a little bit of time to start up, rev up the old engine, and then once they get going, oh boy, do they get going. They're a team that has been at the very top, at least with a slightly different roster. I wouldn't say an entirely different roster, but they've been there at the very top, and they are trying to get back there. Just like, of course, Nostalgia said, they've had their issues as of late with all the roster changes and whatnot, especially in the previous season. But now they are feeling the flow, they're getting the spark, and that, of course, is a brilliant thing to have for a team that looks to go back to those days of glory with even more firepower and even more potential to make matches their own. Maybe, just maybe, not in the confines of this pro league, but just maybe somewhere down the line, we could have a VPG dominating the top of the region. It's a bit of wishful thinking, maybe, maybe not. Who really knows when it comes to competitive Rainbow Six, competitive esports just in general, as the top teams of any region are pretty much always changing. They stay constant for a couple of years maybe, but it will change eventually. Who will take the new spot is the real question. But of course, it's all a bunch of speculation and hearsay to a certain degree. Right now, we're going to be moving into this. Into this round 5. Grenade goes out as the ADS, has been burned, of course. Chakin is still alive. Actually, I think he managed to save his Goyo shield. That was quite the play right there. He really likes to maneuver these Goyo shields around. A shot barely whizzes by his ear in the meanwhile, and he will be all the thankful that it did whiz by his ear. He's alive, and he will make plays for his team, given the situation for the time being. As Jirufuya once again doing what they've done for the majority of this match, trying to consolidate in their positions in the hole that they have decided to go for. However, VPG in the meanwhile, they're trying to dismantle them just a little bit earlier than they did the last time around. Unfortunately, with Ghost still on that white corridor door of Piano, he's going to make things a little bit harder. Maestro Cam will get taken out. Kurosaki finally pushing into Piano a little bit late to this. Again, this third floor push seems to be just a little bit skewed, if you will, from VPG's side, as Jirufuya are coming to grips with the kind of attempt that this attacking team is making.
Well, the smokes will be thrown to break line of sight, but it is Ward, and he can be able to see through smoke and get those kills. And talking about it, it is working out quite well in their favor from JV, but then Nostalgia had to make the play, taking out Shocking right from the freezer, taking out the Goyo, and Gutsy will retaliate back, taking out Kurosaki right from the freezer. Exter with one, Gutsy gets the other, taking out Exter. Two refracts from Gutsy, and with it, JV are in a very good positioning here. Not of course, Nostalgia going in for a plant, and here comes the Alda taking out Shrisha, but here comes the cover as well, right in from the sky. Post-plant situation for JV to make their play. The push from Gutsy yet again gets a triple kill. Looks like this might be the avenge that Gutsy might be able to look for. Talking about, he still needs to find those two players, one in towards the skylight, and it will be smoked. They will go for the default, the disable. Will it happen though? A lot of time being wasted here. Nippon is just waiting for it to work out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds more. You have the Jaeger looking at that location. Nippon gets one, but it's too late. And with it, JV will win round 5, third floor bar, and also avenge the previous round. As exactly happened to him when he was playing as the Jaeger, when he went for that run out right from the train museum. I guess I just I guess I've been too hard from him, and then he decided, you know what, Baba, I'm going to prove you wrong. This time I'm going to make some best plays. Ends up using the SMG, uses the SMG 11, gets 3 kills, and also the default. Good job, JV. A really good job, man. I do have to applaud to you, Gutsy, man. It was a very good play. You proved me wrong.
All things considered, I'm still not entirely certain how Nippon managed to miss the shot that he did onto the smoke, although it was a bit of a helter-skelter situation, given that you had the Jaeger peeking him from inside of that freezer door. But even then, knowing Nippon and knowing his experience with, situations like this, one would think he'd be able to prioritize his kills. But that kind of prioritization only comes if you have intel of who is where. And recalling back to that round, just right towards the end, Gutsy came all the way around from piano into cigar shop into balcony, and then went towards the actual diffuser from below skylight, right? In the middle of doing all of that, he actually took out one drone. And while I won't say that that was, a very pivotally placed drone, it could have been, that drone was the one keeping an eye on the diffuser. And with that one gone, Nippon had to rely more on what he heard and what he saw. Unfortunately, he didn't have much on either. And that of course contributed to his to the ultimate end result of that round. And that and the fact that the ARX doesn't exactly have a full 30-round mag. That thing's got a pretty small magazine for a gun that hits as hard as it does. But even then, all things considered, it was a fairly good play from Gutsy. It takes some serious guts to do that, and he did do his job for his team. Genevieve taking the lead once again. 3-2 in the scoreline, 2 minutes on the clock now on the 6th round. Ghost still fiddling around with his Goyo shield as Nostalgia will take down God. That is the big drop that they're looking for in a first floor kitchen push round. Why? Is because God is the one who constantly tries to come around the back once all the attackers, especially the planter, have made their way into the site. He's been a slippery customer, and that C4 toss, unfortunately from Ghost, isn't gonna do him any favors now that it's been caught on that ventilation shaft, just inside of prep room. But with the slippery customer that has God taken care of, now VPG can focus on site just a little bit better. They will have to, prioritize their site push and their kills because they are doing that same thing. They're taking time, establishing vertical lines of sight, taking care of utilities and intel, and then they will push in once they have a plan of action ready. But these two initial kills are what really matters right now. And a third one coming off, Shrisha with the double from vertical. He finds Gutsy, and that is your mute off the board. Goya shield will be taken care of, grenades going out, and now Genevieve are in for it. They have lost very heavily so far in this round, but the round itself isn't quite over. There's 50 seconds on the clock. Taurus going for a potential flank up the brown stairs. Sees the Claymore, but I think he can just dodge past that, but not past the Nomad. Takes a lot of damage, and he will have to fall back. There's a castle barricade protecting him from getting shot, but he will still decide to peek because there's a rotate into, quite literally, the back door to the attacker's push. Gets one. That's 3 shot off the board. Nostalgia's going for the plant as the Goyo goes down on the other side. Taurus pre-firing away. Kurosaki approaching. Will he get him? Not quite. What is that mystery? And he blows up the Goya shield in the meanwhile. Taurus protecting himself, but not for long. That's from inside of the first floor bar. Nostalgia finishes him off, as we will see in the instant replay. Vanquished Paradox taking this round for themselves, making sure that Genevieve are not allowed to get away with too many, or even a lead for that matter, as on the other side of round 7 roll swap, we will see a 3-3 scoreline. Going into third floor bar and cocktail lounge, VPG now on the defense. But what's going to be more exciting, or interesting, shall we say, is going to be what Genevieve has on the attack, especially after what we saw yesterday from them against Red Vipers.
I mean, fun fact about Jetrevuha though, if they do win against Vanquished Paradox, they actually get a spot
Yep. They
to
go up to
get
12 points.
to Division 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I have no idea what's going to happen here. If Jetrevuha wins this, oh boy, this is going to be a treat to look at. And especially JV in Division 1. It's going to be very interesting to see how well that they're going to go up against teams like UG, teams like Exterminated Esports. Quite a lot of players in Division 1 have been making quite a lot, extreme plays here. And JV, at the recent, matches that they did for the past 2 to 3 matches, I believe, today they've been practicing a lot. They've even made sure that they'll be able to give it the best that they've got. And also going up against VPG, putting it 3-3 is a very good progress here from JV. But in order to do that, they have to win 3 rounds of attack here. With action phase coming in play, Taurus God will make their way in towards the roof, where they will open up the walls. Gutsy needs to be careful of the peek that Yeager just did right from the blue stairs. Actually, the white stairs right from the corridor of VIP. Nostalgia right in towards the pillars too. And also, talking about the site here, it is on third floor bar. We won't see any operators which has an Intel. Actually, they have 2 Intel operators here. Nostalgia with the Valk and Shrisha with the Maestro. Currently, he'll be holding in towards the cocktail lounge with his trusty Alda. And also Exter, again, just like we talked about it in the interview. Good player when it comes to playing as the Jaeger as well as the Ash. Always make sure he'll be able to watch out for roam, maybe go for those flank spots and get 1 or 2 early kills. Nostalgia will also do the same here though, as a lot of utilities being used here from the Ash to try to take out that deployable shield. As you try to compare it with the previous round where JV, especially Shocking, I believe, playing as the Goyo, he immediately retracted back the deployable shield and placed it back again, which would cause them to have 0. I mean, it's basically that they just lost their utility, but Shocking will somehow find a way to take out Nostalgia as they slowly gains their control in towards the piano. Now, Shrisha will be able to place his Maestro cams right from the window. He's kind of worried that there might be one who is repelled in from that specific direction, and so does Shocking, who's still holding an angle right from the freezer. Getting 1 kill, he still needs to find 4 more players on the side of VPG, and we still need to keep that in mind. That is Nostalgia taken care of. Kurosaki almost getting that headshot here, but still doesn't get the kill. With the drone was coming in, 50 seconds left. Jetrevuha slowly making their way in towards the site. Let's see what's going to happen here.
Given that first kill going off, it will be just a little bit harder for the side of VPG to fire back, but it doesn't look like they care, as Exter and Kurosaki and Shrisha now are firing back. 3 back-to-back bodies dropped, and Genevieve all the worse for it. C4 from Kurosaki to rub some salt into that wound, and now it's all down to Taurus, the last man standing in this situation. Seen by Exter, taken down, and VPG will take a comfortable round 7, as we will see in the instant replay. Unfortunate for them, however, they just couldn't hold, Genevieve, could not hold the momentum after taking that first kill. They needed to make sure that they did not let VPG equalize the man count at any point in the match, but it wasn't to be. VPG not only did that, they got 3 bodies in consecution, and absolutely nothing from Genevieve to fire back. Their attack, unfortunately, still needs some work. Even though round 7, the first round on attack, you want to make sure you know what your defenders are doing. Given how prepared they were, if you will, for the way VPG's attack shaped up, I'm surprised that Genevieve wasn't as prepared for their defense. Although I will say it did seem like they were just a little bit nervous to get in there, fearing that VPG's gunfight potential might completely blast them away. Whether or not that was the case, of course, we'll talk about that in Relive the Moment, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, in the 8th round, the VPG have taken the lead. More importantly, that is their first lead. Excuse me right there. That is their first lead in this entire match. They'll be all the better for it. Better late than never, as they say. As it seems as Nippon wants to be the one to go out on a roam. He's barricaded himself into second floor. He's busy shotgunning some lines of sight as well. You do have the Vigil, on the other hand, from Exter. He's got an SMG-12 in hand as well. I gotta commend SMG-12 players, man. They are, they're just built different, if you will. Because I, for one, cannot control that SMG, man. Teach me. is all I have to say to people who main the SMG-12. I know, Baba, I know this is indirectly asking you to teach me how to control that weapon. But all in all, we'll talk about that later on. We can have that conversation when we're both in Rainbow Six ourselves. For the time being, we'll just be watching where the outcome of this match takes us. Again, Genevieve, they know that they have a very solid chance and a very plausible chance of getting into Division 1. They have to win this game, and if they are unluckily thrown down to 4th position again, they still have an offline game later on tonight to give themselves just that little bit more of a chance. That's right, this is not their only chance to get into Div 1. They have an offline game remaining. And the way Season 2 has shaped up for them, I really don't know how they will perform if and only if they get to Division 1. I'm still not discounting them losing at this juncture. R6S has taken the first kill, but no, falling back, he will go down as that fire from Gutsy managed to take care and refrag onto the Ella. Shrisha taken care of. Now you have to deal with Exter, the man on the roam, the Vigil. And he was right there in Library, right under the nose of the Nomad. Unfortunately, Gutsy, of course, did not know that, and he managed to get away for the situation for the time being, as Gutsy is actually going to fall away from that push. Seems like second floor might not be completely a push decision for the side of Jiruvuya. Ready to go out on towards Kurosaki and Kochek, but he fell back just in time. Will free fire away, finds the sledge, and he's gonna do it again. At least he's gonna try to. And there is somebody out there that sounds like it's the ace, as Gutsy has made his way towards the lounge area, first floor. They haven't taken care of the Malusi. Roam clear. Shrisha's down, but that's only 1 out of 3 people who were out on the roam. Excuse me right there. Second kill gets taken. Ghost finds Kurosaki. 45 seconds on the clock. T4 goes out. Will miss. Extra low on HP. It's a 2 versus 3. Is that a 1v3? Now it is. Nippon, the last man standing. He's made his way back into sight. So has Gutsy found his way into sight. Confirms on the Kaid. And now, with the first down coming in, that kill will be confirmed. Nippon goes in. At least he tries to. Can he see the planter? No, he can't. Gets the down. And that's a very weird kill. We'll talk about that later. Nippon. And he finds the last man standing. He doesn't see him. Ghost was inside a sight all along. Nippon expected him to be outside by the rotate. Unfortunate. But the ace will be the one to make sure that the round does not go the way of Vanquished Paradox. Genevieve equalizing 4-4 on the scoreline. And I have to say, okay. Excuse me for the pause right there. Our admin decided to lose his marbles for whatever reason. But 4-4 on the scoreline, as first floor kitchen service and kitchen cooking will be the side of choice on round 9.
Oh boy, 4-4. Looks like JV does have a chance here. The 6-pick will come in from Exter. It was a bit late though. Didn't get to see which kind of operator he went in. But I believe it is going to be the Jaeger though. Prep phase, the site being on first floor kitchen yet again. I believe the execute phase was the reason that it happened here in the first place. Especially Nostalgia though. Did not expect it to see a very aggressive play from the Zofia. to down the Kaid. If he was still alive, if Nostalgia was alive and holding in towards the first floor kitchen, they would have had the chance to take out the entire team, but unfortunately they could not. And with it, they'll be able to equalize the round count, bring it to 4-4. Now, the Banshee deterrent did work well there, right from the red hallways, or even from the entrance near the courtroom, where it did slow down some of the attackers, but still didn't expect it to get the result as they'd quite hoped for. With the action phase, Nippon will this time be in the train museum, and Exter is in the very Rome. He's playing the Rome duty here. In towards cocktail lounge, he'll be able to hold in towards pillar though. And also we have to, I mean, Shrisha needs to worry about that pre-fire, because as I do remember from the previous round, it was from Gutsy who eliminated Shrisha while he was going for a quick rotate back towards the fireplace hall. Unfortunately couldn't, because he got caught on that pre-fire. Currently for now he's just going to reinforce the walls of fireplace hall and also the drone works, which in fact will come in from the attackers. Although talking about their drone economy, one of their drone was gets destroyed from one of the defenders, but still talking about this attack push here from JV, they're just slowly making their way in towards the second floor. They did completely droned out the third floor, but still they need to be careful of Exter, who is still in the white stairs waiting for the attackers to make their move. A bit of vertical on the side being made here from Nippon. Just needs to be careful. Actually, the attackers needs to be careful though, because Shrisha will claim the life of Gutsy. There is two players here right from the hatch, one in which they will be able to see. The head will come in, but shockingly enough, won't be able to win that gunfight. So does God, in which Exter will claim the life, and with it will be a 5v3 situation, actually 5v2, where it all goes down from Taurus and Ghost, and they need to figure out a way to try to cripple Vanquished Paradox's defense.
Unfortunately, this round hasn't quite been the same for Genevieve. They've been taken on and out in these little instances, especially from Shrisha. You really don't expect the Ella to be that well implemented, if you will, on the roam. We have seen, don't get me wrong, we've seen some fantastic Ella plays before, but not as frequently as some of the other operators in the defensive roster. Shrisha today has proven that he is pretty capable of shutting down attackers given the situation, and with only 2 players remaining, he's trying to contest the ace with that Scorpion. Did a bit of damage to him, not a whole lot, as Ghost still close to full HP. 20 seconds on the clock. Stars are trying to make some extra vertical lines of sight, see what he can get out of this, because there's not a whole lot remaining for these final 2 members of JV. Looks like they want to all drop down that main hatch. As Taurus will take a bit of damage going in, and the smoke grenades are going off, but 1 kill will be taken, and the second one as well. Taurus found Nippon. That was the only one they could get in the entire round. VPG will take the 9th round, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to put them 1 round closer to match point, 1 round away as well. Now that we're on the 5-4 scoreline onto round 10, this is quite the match coming up from both sides, I have to say, especially from Genevieve. Again, you know, this is not something that we see every day, if you will, like going from where they were against Red Vipers to where they are against VPG. Even if they don't win this match, it's already a very good match from them, a very good showing. VPG in the meanwhile bringing in the Goyo in place of the Pulse. Kurosaki with the 6 pick. 3rd floor bar and cocktail lounge will be the site of choice as round 10 is underway.
Well, I do have to agree on that, Jack. Looking at Jetterview's performance here against Vanquished Paradox, it looks like they've made some good improvements. I mean, after all, the amount of 3 matches that we did get to see going up against different players here, they did made quite a lot of mistakes, even on this map too, where they met against a different team, but still. this is a good this is a major improvement from Jet Reviewer, and I hope that they'll be able to keep working on with their performance in their future matches. But for now, focusing on Vanquished Paradox, they are currently in the lead 5-4, and also the side being on third floor bar again. We won't be able to see second floor reading / fireplace hall being brought up here from VPG. Looks like they want to make sure that they'll be able to get this win and also get the lead as best as possible. Talking about it, Exter will get his first frag, taking out Taurus. An early kill, that's a sledge taken care of with his breach hammer. And also, sorry, do we call it as a breaching hammer, or could we just call it hammer time?
While I like the idea of hammer time, Baba, I'm gonna have to stick with breaching hammer just for now. Maybe sometime, maybe someday in the 2021 esports season, we can actually start calling it hammer time. But there's certain issues with that.
Yeah, I do have to agree on that, Jack. But for now, let's focus on it with Taurus taken care of. No 2 frag grenades, but they still have the hard breacher Ace. He needs to be alive. So does Shocking with his breaching charges, in which he'll be able to take out those deployable shield right in towards the piano. Shocking uses his breaching charge to take out the maestro cam right in towards the cigar. But the only problem for VPG is that the attackers have immediately taken control of Cigar and also bit in towards Piano. This is quite concerning here for VPG, because letting them give control at this early round itself would literally box VPG and also make less amount of rooms to go for 2 or 3 positionings to at least try to take them out, or try to just just to keep them at bay. And talking about it, Exter, the man who actually did get that first kill, currently needs to figure out a way to eliminate 2 or 3 players who is making their way in towards the red stairs. He will still look in towards the white hallway, but Kurosaki's got it covered, taking out one, but an instant refag will come in from the Nomad, pushing aggressively to take out Kurosaki. Nostalgia taking out God, and so does Exter, taken care of from Shocking. A 3v2 situation. Nippon is still alive in towards the freezer. A huge play from Shocking, taking out one more. That is Nostalgia and Shrisha from Gutsy, and with it all goes down to Nippon yet again in a 1v2 situation. SMG-11 in hand, needs to find one, a beautiful shot. Can he get the other? No, a missed opportunity. He has to reload the SMG-11. The smoke will come in. Gutsy, he needs to get this win, or else they'll have the opportunity. The SMG-11 will win it, taking out Gutsy, and whether VPG will be in match point. Winning round 10, third floor bar, Nippon. A very good clutch, and that also gives them the confirmation of them having to only win one round against JV. And talking about the Nomad, though, I do kind of understand why he would go aggressive, but still, whipping out the pistol, going up against an SMG-11 is quite the risk that you're taking of. Although he had the diffuser, he could have just went in for a plant right from the desk or from default. But still, JV, a very good effort, but in the end, it's going to be VPG who's going to get the upper hand here. The site this time will be on Reading Room and Fireplace Hall. To kind of understand why, because they did, however, win, because Jet Reviewha did win on first floor kitchen. They just want to make sure that they would take the place that they familiarize with. That would be in Fireplace and Reading Room. Now, talking about the operator's picks here, Taurus will bring in the buck with the secondary hard breach, as we did try to talk about it in the post maintenance patch I did get to talk about. This might give a lot of buck players to bring in, try to make sure that they'll be able to have both the soft breach capability as well as the hard breach, which will give him a lot of increase when it comes to operators picks. So with Taurus playing him, let's see how it's going to turn out here with VPG being in match point.
5 seconds to go.
A fairly interesting round in the previous one that was from a Vanquished Paradox, as it looked like they were going blow for blow against Yerevuya until, of course, JV started firing back, if you will, and unfortunately they couldn't quite get the round for themselves, if you will. The 1v2 right at the end gave the side of Vanquished Paradox the match point confirmation. going 6-4 up now. All they have to do is win this round. Hold one more defensive round, and they are clear for the home straight. I mean, it's not like there was a whole lot that could have stopped them from going to Div 1 anyway. And by that, of course, we mean absolutely nothing. But it doesn't hurt to be just a little bit more sure of where you're headed to in these next in the next season, if you will. After all, the next season is the final season of the Pro League, Season 5 and whatnot, and you want to leave with a good impression made on the entirety of the region. Make sure that the top dogs know your name and know that you are coming for them, regardless of what comes next. But once again, I'm getting a bit too far ahead of myself, if you will, as we still have this round and possibly another round or two to go, maybe. Given the way the match has gone so far, I wouldn't quite discount overtime. As Shotgun trying to find somebody towards the pixel angle inside of Piano. Not going to do that, unfortunately, but one position will be given away, but that is simply a Prisma, as evidenced by the red gadget ping from the drone. Genevieve trying to take care of all of this utility that VPG has brought out onto second floor, but they still have more to go through, and Kurosaki, beautiful shot on the God. He's going to take him down, and that's your Sophia off the board. Now you have the Ash inside of the bathroom. He's going to take care of the Goyo shield. But of course, the man himself is right there next to the planks of that corridor. Right outside of Cocktail, Shotgun has made his way in towards that door. But of course, there's an alibi Prisma right there, giving away his position in real time, effectively. And there's plenty of cover, but Kurosaki gets a double in the meanwhile. And Shrisha gets taken down as well. Another down and confirm onto Shotgun, leaves Ghost, the last man standing. He will go down. Kurosaki, finish him off. And VPG will make sure that nothing stands in their way, excuse me right there, from getting into this next division. That is right. They're the ones to win here on Cafe Dostoevsky, 7-4 to them. And they are your winners to put themselves on, if I have a quick look at the standings, 18 points post this game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a big way to mark your finisher game of this season. VPG, congratulations on absolutely confirming your spot in Division 1. And we'll see you there in the next season. Of course, we're not quite done with this match. We'll be going into Relive the Moment in just a quick second to talk about what we loved and what we think that both teams, well, mostly Genevieve in this situation, unfortunately, but still, both teams to a certain degree have to sort of look at, have to improve, and see where they can be better overall, as there's always room for improvement when it comes to competitive Rainbow Six. Just making sure that everything is ready, and it is really the moment. We'll go live, ladies and gentlemen, on your screens right now. And Baba, please take it away.
Well, to start off with the first round, I only have 7 words to say. Choo choo, here comes the Van Paradox. Starting off with the first half itself,
You
we get to see. Well, I had to. I mean,
you did.
We had to bring it in the first place, right? I mean, talking about VPG style of attack, though, they've been they've been doing very incredibly good. Talking about their first half itself, although it was a 3-3 where Team Genevieve did give it all they've got to make sure that they would get the top 3 spot to head into Division 1. Unfortunately, they were stopped by the tracks of VPG. Now, talking about some of the plays here, especially from Gutsy, quite an impressive 1v4, and also from God, stealing the round away in the first round itself when the site was on first floor kitchen. We did get to see how resilient, how challenging Genevieve was when it comes to engaging in that gunfights. Unfortunately, in the attack side, in the second half, they just need to recover quite a lot of rounds here. And talking about Gutsy, though, this was the round where he made a miraculous play, though. 4 kills and also the defuse from Gutsy, whereas Nippon was in towards the sky to try to take out the player. Unfortunately, it was too late. And then in the second half, the only round that Genevieve won on attack was on round 8, first floor kitchen. Other than that, it was just VPG just steamrolling their way in towards the second half defense, not sure why I thought about defuse rather than defense, but yeah, talking about VPG, they've been doing excellently well, and so does JV too. When it comes to making their plays in on the defense, a bit. Talking about it, there is a major improvement when it comes to their defense, but on the attack side, I believe they have a lot of work. So hopefully they'll be able to go back to the drawing board, check one of the wards. Not just anyone, but they have to look all the Division 2 matches that they've gone through, understand what mistakes that they're making, f- fortify those mistakes, and make sure that they would come back stronger in the next season. So in season 5, I'll be expecting more miraculous praise from Jeter and also from Vanquished Paradox, since they'll be promoted to Div 1, going up against the best of the best. For now, talking about season 5, it's going to be very interesting though. Knowing that it will be the last of the season, we will be able to see the qualifiers phase in season 5, where we do get to see a lot of new teams, and then we'll be able to see who will be on the top spot in Division 1, and also who will be the new players coming in from Division 3. Don't you agree, Jack?
That will certainly make things quite interesting in next season's Division 2, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to agree with Baba, it's not just Div 2. Div 1 is going to see a couple of returning-ish faces. Of course, roster changes have happened and whatnot, but some of the old names from Division 1, from earlier this Pro League or even in the previous league, are going back to Div 1 for the final season of the Pro League itself. And of course, VPG, one of them, ESM Elite, or what we used to just know as eSamurai Esports, they're going back up there. Potentially, again, I don't want to make any concrete statement about that just yet, because everything below this top position, that VPG has taken is a little less sure, as they themselves are on 18 points. They have concretely secured themselves as going to Div 1, But, there's more action to be had. One more match to go, one final game before we finish off Division 2 for Season 4. That final game, ladies and gentlemen, is Dauntless Esports versus Red Vipers. And I believe that match is also on Cafe Dostoevsky. We'll see you there in just a short while. Stay tuned.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft, here with your hosts, Blackjack and Baba Gusta. I have no idea why I completely brain lagged there, but do forgive me. I've been having those moments a little bit more frequently these days. I might have to, I don't know, I might have to play some chess. Wait, physical chess is probably banned, so I'll have to play some online chess. Anyway, machinations of the inner mind, notwithstanding, we're going to be moving into the final match of Division 2 for Season 4. That is right, it is the final game of this division, at least this iteration of Division 2 for this season of the Pro League, and Season 5 will see the final bout for this division. Who will be the best? Who will not? Well, we'll see, as we first need to figure out who's staying back in Division 2, who's getting relegated, as both of these teams are fighting for that particular little latter half, if you will, to not get relegated. Red Vipers are in a bit of more of a dangerous spot than Dauntless Esports are, and we will see exactly what happens to both of them as we join the players live in the ban phase on the map of Cafe Dostoevsky. RVZ are attacking, Dauntless Esports are defending, and the first ban on the map tonight, excuse me right there, as the timer takes down, Dauntless Esports really taking their time with this one, seeing as they have, of course, the first attacker ban of the night. It is Thatcher off the board for the side of DE. And not really too surprising, Thatcher, of course, is a very standard ban, and a ban that we see time and time again. But the Blackbeard ban will also come in, as we have been seeing Blackbeard be banned just a little bit more often when it comes to Cafe Dostoevsky as of late. Again, I'm not particularly surprised, given that Blackbeard is a pretty, annoying operator to go up against in most matches and most situations. But right now, of course, going into the defender bans, we're going to have the Mira banned from the side of Red Vipers. That's another standard ban. Mira on Cafe has proven herself to be quite the dominating force, if you will. And now, of course, Dauntless Esports have the final ban of the map. Well, they will have the final ban of the map in just a second. Excuse me right there. We are paused on the round timer. Well, in this case, the ban timer, primarily because Seth from Red Vipers disconnected. His game crashed, apparently. Not exactly the best time for a game crash, if we will, right as we get started. But it is what it is. Can't exactly help him with that. He has to, restart his game and get back in nice and quickly. Hopefully, we won't take too long to get back into the final ban of the match. But of course, I've kept the man for the mic long enough. Baba, this is going to be an interesting match, given Red Vipers' performance yesterday, and that we haven't exactly seen Dauntless on stream in a little while. What are you expecting from this game?
Well, what I can expect is that Dauntless Esports having a chance to get to an easy access to Division 1 just by winning against Red Vipers. Now, this will be huge for DE because they will be on the top 3 spot and also gets the chance to head into Division 1. So the only question is it going to happen, or will Red Vipers decide to just, if I go down, well, he goes down as well. This is bring him back down to the division and make sure that they would stay in that position. But talking about these matches here, Red Vipers, even if they do win it out, they'll be able to at least be in the seventh spot. But unfortunately, they will be relegated, unfortunately, to Division 3. And talking about the players on the side of Dauntless Esports, they will come back and we will resume the ban phase. With the last ban coming in from Dauntless Esports is going to be the Kaid. The Electro Clause won't be available. And also a bit of an interesting ban though, because I'm just trying to understand why they would ban Kaid. Yeah, sure, you have those hatches right in towards the first floor kitchen, which would make them stronger. I think they have something interesting going on with that ban phase coming in from Dauntless Esports. But for now, let's just introduce the rosters on the side of Team Red Vipers. We have Anaconda, Electric, Surreal, Ali G, and Seth, the man who's currently in record holding the most kills in this tournament. And also the side of Dauntless Esports, we have Awidwi, Hussein, Dr. Kashi, Sinking Donut, and Sage. The side being on second floor reading room and fireplace hall with a 6 pick from Surreal, switching from the Thermite to the Capitao, and so does Hussein, switching from the Melusi to the Valkyrie. As we proceed to the first round, an interesting pick. Second floor reading and fireplace hall will be the side. Not a standard site that we do get to see here in the first round itself. No, you would either see a third floor bar or a first floor kitchen, but Dauntless Esports want to bring this up a notch, putting in on a very difficult spot here itself. I believe Dauntless Esports have something interesting going on around here. With deployable shields, yes, their main focus is to make sure that they would not give the attackers that vertical lines of sight, and also make sure that they would not get that early frags. Now, talking about Dauntless Esports, the only player who would go to make those aggressive plays would be none other than Hussein, man himself, who's been making quite a lot of plays, 1v4s, 1v3s, you name it. He is the man for the job. The only problem is they even have the same player too. You have Seth, you have Electric to do the same, to have the same strengths as, Dauntless Esports have. So what I can say is that both of them are equally matched, and I have no idea on who's going to win it out. Even I can't predict on what's going to happen here, because it is so evenly matched. But for now, talking about the action phase, the attackers will make their way in towards the hatch. They will open up the hatches and then continue their work, droning out the sites on second floor. Now, their main focus is to get control on Cocktail Lounge so that they will continue their work using their vertical lines of sight. Although, interesting enough, Hussein will be in towards Train Museum, not on the third floor, in which Hussein will be holding in towards the Train Museum window. That's mainly where the attackers make their entry and also get a faster access in towards Fireplace Hall. Now, it will be successful when they eliminate players in towards the third floor, in which actually 3 players are still in towards that specific place. Another castle armor panel will come in, interestingly enough, to block an access right from the window. Vertical lines of sight will come in from Electric, knowing that there is Hussein, and Hussein is contesting and wins it, taking out Electric. What a surprise coming in from Hussein. Even with an early vertical line of sight coming in, he somehow survives and gets that kill. An early kill taking out Electric puts Red Vipers in a very difficult spot here. Hussein still surviving with the drone works, giving away his location, saying that he is in towards the red stairs. Seth slowly making his way, and he will gladly shut down Hussein, equaling the round count 4-4. And now they are an inch away to getting the control in towards Fireplace Hall and go for that plant.
They could, but Dr. Kashi is there to try and deny. Barely gets away from that grenade. Will take only a smidgen of damage from it, and he's actually got a few new holes to play with. Not exactly. Pre-fires through, gives away his position. Anaconda, he could have wallbanged him right there had he gone for it, but of course he did not know that the mute was out by the hallway. Now they're watching this red 90-degree hallway from inside of library. There's somebody on white stairs as well. So many angles being watched, and Seth will go down instead, trying to peek in, as it's now a 3v4. Avidwi takes it as a C4 goes out, but Ali G will go down to Sinking Donut, and Dr. Kashi goes down to another one. In the meanwhile, the Captain's LMG finds one. The castle, goes down, but unfortunately the refrag will come in as well. 1v2 now, and it's all suddenly down to Surreal, the last man standing. going for a plant. Interestingly enough, Sage, I think he may have seen him, does now, and he will take the kill. Quite the spray to get it regardless. He did take it. And Red Vipers, unfortunately, will not be the ones to win their first round. It will be the defensive side of Dauntless who will take round one. Interesting first round from both sides as we had to unfortunately pause once again, ladies and gents. Excuse me right there. And yeah, excuse me right there. Yeah, we had to pause because of a disconnect coming out from Red Vipers' side. At first it was Seth. This time it was somebody else. Hopefully they can come back nice and quickly. Hopefully it's nothing more than merely a minor disconnect, if you will. And there we go. Anaconda is back nice and quickly. And apparently, Dauntless Esports are facing a bit of an issue with their comms application. Discord, basically. They use Discord. But yeah, all things considered, they will be, hopefully ready soon, and we can get back into the match right now in this 1-0 score. And I know nobody wants to wait for this final game, if you will. And Red Vipers have, of course, confirmed that they are ready. And Dauntless, in the meanwhile, of course, they're sitting here waiting, and we're just waiting on them to confirm that they will be ready very soon. Again, these things can take just a little bit of time, so we do ask our viewers to take just let us take a little bit, if you will. And apparently the issue has been resolved. So we'll be going back in the match nice and quickly as Dauntless Esports are ready. So are Red Vipers. So let us rejoin the players going into round two of this match. Third floor bar and cocktail lounge coming into play. As the second round comes in, I have to say that first round's attack from Red Vipers initially looked pretty good, although Hussein contesting vertical with the Valkyrie, that was quite the attempt and the success from him.
Attackers need to locate.
Unfortunately, it didn't quite turn out to be as profitable for the side of the defense as they probably wanted it to be. Dauntless still winning, obviously, the first round. But they'll need to work on their holds, their fallback towards side, even their roam game just a little bit. Third floor, of course, doesn't exactly necessitate a very heavy roam game per se, unless you have somebody with a C4 down below. That could be a Vidwi the Melusi in this round, but other than that, third floor doesn't really have much of a roam game, so to speak. So they'll mostly be emphasizing on gunfights, lines of sight, cross angles, all of the strategies that they've come up with in the back end, practice matches and whatnot. Red Vipers are going to have to try and counter that, as is that a Wamai spawn peak? Yes, it is. Sage will get the first kill of the round, and that is Surreal gone. Interestingly enough, Surreal was the one with the Capital LMG in the previous round, making some plays, as yeah, that's not exactly too good, if you will, for the side of Red Vipers. They're just asking for a little bit of a confirmation of something. And yeah, our admin, of course, will respond accordingly. Right now, the second round underway. The first kill taken, Surreal. Unfortunate for him, as it's now a 4v5.
Well, a 4v5 and an early spawn peak claiming the life of Surreal from Red Vipers. That is the Capitao taken care of. A total of 2 fireballs and 2 smoke balls not being able to work out here for Team Red Vipers, and looks like they are missing one of the players. I believe that's going to be Anaconda, who has to get in towards the roof to use the hammers to open up the walls, actually the hatches, to open up the cigar as well as on the new cigar too. Interesting enough, I see a Widwin in a very different position here, which is towards on Laundry. For a moment there I thought he went for a run out, but unfortunately it wasn't. So the Ace will continue using his Summer Breeze charges to open up the walls in the red stairs, and he will slowly make his way in towards the piano. And talking about the defender's operator specs, we won't be able to see a Goyo being brought in. So we might be seeing a total of one deployable shield, and that's going to be the smoke, one of which it will be placed in towards the piano or either in the freezer. The Maestro's cam is there to give them information. Looks like it will be taken care of from the Ash's breaching charge. The nade will come in. Will it claim the life? No, it will mildly damage, a bit of damage from Sage. But as we see a claim of lives coming in, a Vidvi and Electric taken care of from both the sides. That's going to be the Melusi and the Ash taken care of from both of it, but they're still having a lot of problems dealing the control in towards the piano. Now, the deployable shield, however, gets destroyed amidst a total of 2 ADSs, but still Sinking Donut gets that kill, taking out Seth, putting it in a 2v4. Make that 1v4 as Hussein is here to take out Anaconda. And with it, the last man standing will be Ali G. The drop will come in from Hussein with a pre-fire in the Alda. And somehow the ace survives, but not in the hands of Sinking Donut's pistol. With it, Dauntless Esports will win round 2. Third floor bar, and also my tongue had a bit of problems trying to pronounce that word. But anyways, we will proceed to round 3, where the site will be on first floor kitchen service and cooking. Oh boy.
Well, that's one way to end a round for sure, as Dauntless Esports will tell you. First for kitchen service and kitchen cooking coming in a 2-0 round situation. In the third round for DE, they are really showing Red Vipers what for right now. And RV's unfortunate form this season continues. Electric will take the 6th pick out of the Ash into the Jackal. Excuse me right there. And just bring in a little bit of information, if you will. Roam clearance and whatnot coming to play for the side of Red Vipers. Is that the change they need? Potentially, given that whenever Red Vipers has Electric switched out of that Ash role, suddenly they start playing just a little bit better. Of course, they need that intel, they need the information, and while denial is important, you can leave that up to Seth, who plays the Zofia to a fairly good degree. So, and of course, grenades from Anaconda always help. So denial is there. You don't necessarily need the Ash, even though 3 breaching rounds are, they can be invaluable in certain specific situations. Electric bringing in the Jackal is going to be more intel on the books for them, and that is also something that they need. Red Vipers' attack has been marred with intel issues, inconsistencies, and that last round definitely showed that. And of course, their gunfight potential hasn't looked too great this season as well. So maybe, just maybe, making that little change this round might be what gives them a little bit of a leg up in this situation. Of course, Dauntless Esports, in the meanwhile, in that last round, they got a little bit too far ahead of themselves right towards the end. You had the, you had the Maestro jump down, trying to take the ace. I'm not sure if he meant to miss as many shots as he did, or if that was, or if that just happened to happen. But Sinking Donut, hello, he's gonna pop in, take a kill, and fall back like the firework that he was in that instance. What a play! What a beautiful one indeed. Jackal scans giving away his exact position on Red Set, so he will fall back all the way down to first floor. Make sure that he's not being chased or flanked in any situation. Goes into code check because he really doesn't need to do too much else. Seth is off the board, and that's a big drop, mind you, because even if Seth might not have had the best season, barred that first game, that first game was like something else entirely. But other than that, he hasn't really had a great time when it comes to attack. On defense, he's been great, but his attack has withered just a little bit. Unfortunately, it might not recover in this round. It won't recover in this round, but that will certainly hurt him in general in this match. It's not going to look too good for him. Electric, in the meanwhile, he's got a Jackal scan on to Sinking Donut that's just ran out. The last position has been given away, and now the Jaeger is free to run around as he pleases. He will choose to stay back on first floor, because now that we've hit the minute 10 mark, it's really, the ball is really in Red Vipers' court. Can they get it to sight, make this round their own? They only have 60 seconds to find out.
And that 60 seconds will come in for Red Vipers to figure out a way to get inside the site of kitchen. Looking at it, the defenders have trying to find a way to eliminate it or just waste a lot of time. Hussein still in towards VIP section, but is going to be sinking Donut, who's going to save the life, taking Ali G out. And with it, there's only 3 players remain, in which one of them are still using that vertical lines of sight. The other 2 is slowly making their way in towards the site
Bomb
as
located
well.
by attackers.
Actually, it's only one player who is making their way, but talking about it, they will come downstairs and they will try to take out Hussein from the VIP. But here comes Singy Donut again with the push to take out one. Electric does the same, taking out Hussein. And with it, they're starting to lose a lot of time here. Sinking Donut still in that angle, gets one more. It's going to be a quad kill for Sinking Donut. He needs to find one more. That's going to be Anaconda right in the red stairs. Anaconda creates one. And with it, will it be the 4K? No, it does not. It's going to be a Vidvi with that final trade to desynchronize the final player, and with it we will proceed to the next round, round 4. And also we take a look at it in the instant replay. Round 4 will proceed, and I'm guessing that Jack is a bit confused on that last word I just said right now.
I'm not sure if you meant that as an Assassin's Creed reference or something else entirely, but I have to say you are correct. It did take me by surprise. I had to do a bit of a double take while noting down some things here. And although I will say that trade was pretty clean, all things considered. Third round going the way of, excuse me, the third round now going the way of. Dauntless Esports, as they are trying to get this match for themselves nice and quickly. And unfortunate. There's a bit of a thing just happened. We happened to mess up on the round score that we're maintaining right off to the side. It's on a different sheet. Both myself and Bob, or even if Foxy's with me, we maintain that just to make sure that our admin has no problems if we go into a full-on rehost, so that we can have all the round history and whatnot. And I was like darting between the sheet and the screen, because on one hand I see 3-0 to Dauntless Esports, on the other hand the sheet had something else written entirely. So we had to make a quick correction right there. We do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But, of course, no harm, no foul. The match itself will go on as it is. 3-0 to DE. Red Vipers continuing their poor form this season and this match, as their decision-making has been questionable, to say the least. I mean, in that previous round alone, you had the Bandit being pushed inside of the first floor lounge area, right? But Sinking Donut was there. They knew he was there because the Jackal scans came out, the drone saw him there, and what does Red Vipers decide to do? They decide to push Bandit one person at a time, quite literally feeding Sinking Donut kills. Unfortunately, in this situation, the Goyo will go down early. Electric just about managing to secure the kill on the Sage, but he didn't quite get away unscathed. He's pretty low on HP and has to watch for that run out should somebody else decide to go ham. But nobody will? No. Oh, okay then. Electric, what a shot. He's going to see Sinking Donut and take him quickly, as looks like he's not happy with the way the match has been progressing so far. Second floor reading with already 2 very influential players down, and now you have Electric, rappelling right on that cocktail balcony window. Surreal's Claymore is going to find a Sane. In the meanwhile, we don't even know where that was, but that's the Valkyrie gone, and now it's a 2v5, and we're just at the minute 30 mark. Dauntless, unfortunate, they definitely got a bit too far ahead of themselves here, but 1 kill will be taken. That's Dr. Kashida takedown, and Akonda Avidvi on first floor. Brown stairs, his position will be given away. He's gonna go down as well. Unfortunate for him, and Ali G will take it, and it's now a 1v4 for Dr. Kashi. Gets seen by Electric on red stairs, but of course the axe was low. Takes that first kill, as now they're hunting for him. Shots are being fired in his general direction. He is peeking left and right, and Ali G will finish them off. As we will see in the instant replay right now, Red Vipers will take their first round in this match, and better late than never, as they say, although I have to say that the only reason, or well, a major reason for them to take this round was down to Electric on that white stairs window. Taking down Sage, sure, the Goyo definitely thought he could get that, get that kill for himself, but he didn't. and he definitely paid the price for it. However, that kill on the sinking donut, that one was certainly one worth looking at right there, especially since we got to see it from sinking donut's end. That was a beautiful shot, I have to say. Like even now, just imagine this. Like at one moment, sinking donut's thinking, "All right, he's low. I can probably get him." Just within the next frame, he's gone. That is a delete of the map, if you will. And hopefully, for Red Vipers, Electric can continue a performance like that, give them the lead, be the spearhead that they need. But for the time being, Red Vipers, two more rounds they need to take to equalize and go 3-3 into the roll swap round 7. That is their main goal right now. Dauntless, of course, will want to stop that, given that they are, of course, defense first on Cafe. And going up against Red Vipers' defense will certainly be a marked difference between then and now, where they're going up against a slightly different team, if you will. Why do I say slightly different team? Because Red Vipers' attack isn't exactly one to write home about, even today, if you will. Unlike Genevieve, who looked very prepared against Vanquished Paradox, I can't exactly say the same for Red Vipers. Who knows? Maybe that opinion might change if these next two rounds show us decent enough proof of Red Vipers' prowess and preparation, as the action phase for round 5 will be underway.
Well, with the attackers rappelling in towards the roof, opening up the hatches, pretty standard. The only difference that we're going to see from the attackers will be Ali G bringing in the Amaru. All they need is information and a Gara hook to go in at a particular window. The only question is, which window will Amaru go aggressively? We do see, interesting enough, 3 players who are in the... All right, very interesting. All 4 of them in towards the terrace of east. Will we see some aggressive plays coming in from the attackers though? And are gonna placing some last minute air jabs. But sure what their idea is as of moment. I mean, they open up the hatch, they are in towards pillars, and now they're back in roof. They are going to drone work. They're going to drone some valuable information and then make their way. For a moment there, I thought they were going to go for a rush in towards pillars, but no, there's actually 2 players who are trying to use that vertical line to side right from the fireplace hall, whereas Sinking Donut will take out one of the drones and will hold an angle right in towards Skyland. First frag is going to be Seth taking out Hussein, a very important kill. That is the main player and also a main anchor taking care of the Maestro. Unfortunately won't be able to give information. He will be able to give information, but he won't be able to use those cams to damage the enemies. And with it, a lot of times being wasted here. Dauntless Esports is still confused on what Red Vipers is doing as of now. Even I'm also confused on what exactly is happening. They did use the vertical lines of sight to take out the Maestro, and now they're slowly making their way in towards the 3rd floor. Now, Surreal, not so surreal about winning that gunfight there with the SMG-11. Dr. Kashi is here to save the day, taking out 2 players with the SMG-11. Guess the 3rd? I was about to say that. The instant refrag will come in from Anaconda, gets 2 kills as the Viper spits its venomous poison to take out one, gets one more, taking out a Vedvi, and with it, Sinking Donut will be the last man standing. So does Anaconda with so low HP. He needs to find it, but it's going to be Sinking Donut, sinking Anaconda's dreams to win the round. And whether Dauntless Esports will be able to win 3rd floor bar in round 5, as we take a look at it in the instant replay, we will proceed to round 6, the first final half, to determine whether Dauntless Esports is going to win 5-1 or is it going to be 2-4, with the last side being on 1st floor kitchen service and cooking. Anaconda almost had the chance to win that round out, but unfortunately not having enough HP, and also the amount of like the angle where Sinking Donut played was quite unexpected for Nomad to even engage in that gunfight and also lose that round. With the 6th pick from Donut, yet again switching from the Legion to the Jaeger. Can't quite say the same to Surreal though. He even had the sight of Dr. Kashi, and then he just absolutely get domed out of nowhere with the SMG-11. Not just one, he gets 2 from the white stairs as well. I was quite shocked and even did not expect it to see the smoke winning that gunfight against them. But oh boy, there's a lot of surprises coming in from both the teams.
I think all in all, that round was definitely Dr. Kashi making plays, being the spearhead, if you will, for his team as and
Defenders,
when
protect your bombs and
required. Again, taking that
fight
first
back.
kill onto Surreal and then onto Electric on White Stairs. Sure, he did get refragged, and it could have been Anaconda's round, you know.
Discover the location of the
On the
bomb.
other side, it wasn't. Sinking Donut was there, and of course, as long as he's alive, you can almost be assured of a Dauntless Esports round win. A good round for him, and albeit a fairly good round for Anaconda and Red Vipers, even if right at the end they just lost the plot a little bit. What's up, Baba? You seem to have had your mind blown just now.
No, I just realized the username Dr. Kashi DE Dauntless Esports. Oh my god! I was just surprised about the
Attackers
username, Jack.
objective
Nothing
is
else.
to defuse the bomb.
Right. Well, until we get into a call with Dr. Kashi himself, we won't exactly know of that, as Hussein seems to have. I don't know if that's an intentional Valcam throw right there, but if that is, that's going to give him very limited intel. He'll only know where Repel's coming in from, and I think that's exactly what he wants to do right now. Hussein, he might get this C4, he's going to toss it, but no! He doesn't get it, and he opts to just shoot it out instead. Hussein, that could have been a very big hype moment for him, but unfortunately, he'll be droned out and sent back packing. Not quite, dead, if you will. He's still living and still kicking around inside a piano, but he won't exactly have that C4 toss that he wanted to do. It would have been glorious too, but he still wants to contest. He really does. He's gonna see a couple right there. Can he get one? Yes, he does. The headshot and gets back as well. Takes a kill that he wanted to initially. That's Electric off the board. A big playmaker for Red Vipers gone, as that's going to put RVZ into a state of anxiety. They don't know where that man went. They're going to have to drone themselves ahead, but he's right there on White Stairs, trying to peek, gets taken down. Refrag from the Zofia comes in. Seth making sure that his team does not sink too far to the depths of this round, but Sinking Donut is here to make sure that he punctures the hull of this ship that is Red Vipers. Drones coming in, but will he get the kill? No, he doesn't. Seth popping off this round as the drones gave away the position of the Jaeger, and the pre-fire came in to make sure that the Zofia would be the one to win that gunfight. Now a minute 10 remaining. The only issue is, for Red Vipers, they haven't made any vertical lines of sight yet. They're just establishing control on second floor. And with 60 seconds on the clock, they can only do so much for this round. Dauntless will simply be content holding inside a site. They don't have to do too much. They've got a smoke and a Malusi remaining, and of course a couple of C4s, I believe, from both Sage and a Vidwi. Yep, there we go. 2 C4s to go and 3 gas canisters. That's plenty of plant now right there. And yeah, it's going to make things a whole lot harder for the side of RVZ. 1 gas canister goes out by Dr. Kashi, going towards... they're going towards that cold room. The second one will go out in just a second, and it's going to deny some lines of sight, maybe delay the entry, if you will. He's just holding now. Plenty of pre-fires coming in from Surreal with the LMG, but the Banshee's going to slow down Seth. Pre-fires coming his way, but Avidwi's going to take some damage from Surreal instead. They know where the other one is, but no, the Malusi comes in to secure the kill. Was that a down? Yes, it was. Dr. Kashi has been down. The pre-fires come in, but time was of the essence. Dauntless Esports emphasized on the time. Unfortunately, Red Vipers can't say the same for themselves. Round 7, right there. Round 7 will be underway in just a quick minute, ladies and gentlemen. We did get a little bit of ping from Hussein from Dauntless Esports saying that he was having some issues on Discord, getting high MS ping. And that, of course, means he can't exactly give callouts too well, because anybody who knows high ping issues on Discord, you'll know that words go through very slowly with a long time in between sentences. So hopefully excuse me there, hopefully it can be resolved nice and quickly. Until then, we've got the pause timer running for this 5-1 situation that Dauntless Esports are in. It is going to be it already is, excuse me, a huge lead that DE has for themselves. Red Vipers, on the other hand, now that they're on the defense, will be trying to work a little harder to get this match for themselves. Their defense certainly speaks volumes better of themselves as a team than their attack does. That stands true for both yesterday's match against Revilla and today's match against, hopefully, of course, today's match against DE. All right, looks like we've got the ready confirmation coming in from Dauntless Esports. Seems like their whatever comms issue was coming in has been taken care of, and we'll be heading back into the match to join our players once again in round 7, where Dauntless Esports are the ones on defense. Red Vipers, excuse me, Dauntless Esports are the one on attack, Red Vipers on defense, and Third Floor Bar and Cocktail Lounge is the side of choice.
Well, 5-1. This time it is Dauntless Esports' turn to be on attack, and Red Vipers on defense. The side being on third floor bar, it will be quite concerning for Red Vipers though, because they have to win 4 defending rounds in a row to get not only get back in the game, but also equalize the round count against Dauntless Esports, in which they are in a very solid lead here. All they need is 2 more attack wins in round 7 and round 8 to confirm their win against Red Vipers. Now, talking about the attack phase, you have multiple pushes from Cafe. The main standard ones would be opening up the hatches, getting inside red, and then pushing towards the site. If there is one particular player who is in towards Cocktail Lounge, you could bring in the Ash or the Zofia. Maybe bring in Buck and then try to get control of Fireplace Hall to try to take out the players using that vertical lines of sight. But the main push will be in Piano and Red Stairs, in which the defenders needs to be focused on that one particular place. If they do not, if the attackers gets the control on Piano, then it is very difficult for Team Red Vipers to even recover that round. That's how problematic Cafe Dostoevsky is, and that's how favoring it is for the defenders. So that, the main reason why it is favoring is that they could only look at one particular angle. The most pushes will come in from Piano. Yes, there might be some where they might push in from White Stairs, and that's going to be the main fraggers though. You have Sinking Donut, Sinking Donut or Hussein might go in from White Stairs to go for that flank to get those kills, but it's all up to the attackers to make their play. And talking about it, we see a total of 5 attackers currently in towards the roof. Not a good idea to throw a nade right in front of Hussein. Though, but the nade will come in, try to take out some of the utilities placed in from the defenders. A little bit of lines of sight being made here that could hold an angle from Freezer to eliminate one of the attackers. Ali G making his best to make sure that the attackers would not get the control in towards Piano, but Hussein is on the prowl. He knows that there is 2 players in towards the bathroom, and he only needs one more information to take out these defenders. And interestingly enough, Red Vipers have decided to fall back and make their final stand in towards third floor bar. And talking about it, Sage will win one, taking out Seth, makes it 4v5. An instant refrag will come in from Electric, taking out Dr. Kashi. Unfortunately, with Seth and Dr. Kashi taken care of, there is one more problem that they have to worry about. That would be the Maestro's Evil Eye camps, which is taken care of from Hussein. Also, the C4 being tossed out, which will deal 0 damage, but still a Vidwi will find out where exactly his location is, taken out Ali G, and also Surreal. Sinking Donut gets 2 more. Will he get the third? No, it does not. An instant refrag will come in from the SMG-11, and with it, Anaconda will be the last man standing. He needs to find 3 more players, in which he did get 1. One is still in towards the Freezer, but unfortunately the AK will never win it. The AK will win the gunfight against Anaconda, and with it they'll be able to win round 7 third floor bar. A good attack phase coming in from Dauntless Esports, and also a huge control in towards Piano and Cigar Lounge, which gave them one step closer into getting their focus in towards the site. And talking about Red Vipers, they decided to fall back at an early round of, I believe it was 1 minute 30 seconds, where they decided to fall back and give away the control of the entire Piano site to the attackers, and they've won. So I believe what Red Vipers is happening right now is that they are too afraid to engage gunfights against Dauntless Esports, and they're pressure. I mean, Dauntless Esports is just pressuring them time and time again. Looks like it is working out here. 6-1 will be the scoreline. Match point is in for Dauntless Esports. 6 pick from Surreal, switching from the Mozzie to the Melusi, and so does Dauntless Esports from Hussein, who will be shifting in to the Sledge. 2 grenades from Sledge, and also quite a lot of utilities that the defenders needs to be taken care of. 6-1 match point for Dauntless Esports. Let's see if Dauntless Esports can survive.
They're certainly going to need to try a little bit harder this round, if you will. Although, if Red Vipers' defensive first round is any indication, they might not have too much trouble as soon as they've established their setup and their push into sight. If they manage to get it off as smoothly as they did in the previous round, well, then shall we say that it's a Dauntless Esports match? Again, potentially. It's not quite set in stone just yet. It will be in a minute. We'll find out if DE has any chance. Actually, they do have a good chance of getting into Div 1. Why do I say that? Oh, Seth. Okay, then. I was just about to explain how Dauntless has a good chance of getting themselves into Division 1, and Seth is like, all right, you've talked about it enough. Just don't. But I will continue, regardless of the obstacles coming my way. I know that's a completely self-indulgent little story to tell there, but...
Fight the power, Jack. Fight the power.
The events line up. You know, you can't exactly tell me they don't. But, point notwithstanding, Dauntless Esports, if they win this here and now, even if they lose a couple rounds, admittedly, they will not only go to 12 points, but their round conversion rate will overtake Samurai Super. So, they have a good chance. We just need to make sure that, of course, Red Vipers don't take away too many rounds from them. As Thinking Donut's going to find one, that's another big drop. They know that there's somebody right behind that shelf, some foot shots coming out, but of course, the operator's not deterred. He will be now. Ollie G, low on HP, does a bit of damage to a Vidwi, but he's still holding as much as he can, watching Small Bakery, but no, he will finally fall as a cross angle was established, practically speaking, and a Vidwi will be the one to take the kill. Ollie G off the board. Everybody coming in from that main bakery wall area, but you have the Jaeger on red stairs holding, but no, he's gonna go down. A Vidwi takes that, and it's a double kill for him. This is gonna make things just a little bit harder as a grenade goes out from Hussein. Interesting position to throw one into, but what a pre-fire from Sinking Donut. Hello, and now it's all down to Electric, the last man standing. He's found one. Now it's a 1v3. He's found two. Sage goes down in a 1v2. Now the bandit could make this work, but he doesn't know where a Vidwi is. And that is gonna be it, ladies and gentlemen. What a steamroll from the side of Dauntless Esports, as they will be the ones to win the match here against Red Vipers on Cafe Dostoevsky, 7-1 for themselves. Of course, Vidwi memeing around in the all chat about the SSDs in the MVPs and whatnot. Of course, whoever is the MVP of the week gets the SSD, ladies and gentlemen, and a good one at that, let me tell you. But of course, that will leave to our admins on the back end to figure out with the calculations and whatnot. We're not exactly that great at math. We've talked about this before, so let's not quite go off on that tangent for the time being. Right now, Red Vipers, unfortunately, you know, they will be going down to Division 3. Yep, that's definitely going to put them down quite a bit. Dauntless Esports, in the meanwhile, they will be your winners here on Cafe Dostoevsky. They have now overtaken East Samurai Super on third spot. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The standings have been updated. We'll talk about those in a minute, but right now we're going into Reel of the Moment to talk about the best moments of this match, and admittedly, most of it will be a Dauntless Esports highlights reel, but, you know, like I said, the the incidents line up. But, of course, Baba, take it away.
Well, let us relive the moments of Dauntless Esports winning a total of 5 defending rounds in the first half. Actually, yeah, it is 5 defending rounds. The only place where they could not win it was on Reading and Fireplace. That's where Red Vipers, I believe that was Electric, who actually got those 2 kills, taking out both the Goyo as well as the Jaeger right in from the yellow, from the white stairs window. Sorry, I do have to apologize for that. And Red Vipers, talking about the attack phase itself, not quite sure what exactly happened though. Sinking Donut and this time it was just Sinking Donut was making quite a lot of plays for their team, and also Dr. Kashi with the SMG 11 plays, making sure that they would keep the attackers at bay, and indeed they did. Keep getting those kills, and also quite a lot of you know round conversion kills coming in from Red Vipers too. We didn't get to see Electric making his play. Not we didn't get to see Seth making his debut when it comes to getting most of the frags, but still they did made a good effort. But there isn't much more to talk about from Red Vipers though, because the way how they handled it, the way how the attack coordination was getting, it was just mostly defenders going for an instant pre-fire, and then at the execution phase, that's where Sinking Donut and Dr. Kashi started making their own plays, halting the aggression and just eliminating players one by one. Clutch opportunities, especially from Anaconda, putting it in a 1v1 situation, and unfortunately losing that gunfight against Sinking Donut, having no information, where we did get to see Red Vipers losing a 1v2 1v1 countless numbers of times, whereas Dauntless Esports won a lot of clutch moments. This shows how much Dauntless Esports is capable of and winning in clutch moments like these, and also you know how Red Vipers is having a lot of problems dealing with, especially when it comes to the execution phase. And talking about how aggressive Dauntless Esports were, we did get to see quite a lot of early kills, a lot of spawn peaks where Dauntless Esports did succeed, and Red Vipers had no clue, and also they could, to be honest, they did not look at the they weren't cautious enough to check to see whether if Dauntless Esports is going for an aggressive peak, and that's the reason why they actually got caught in certain situations like this. But hey, talking about it, Red Vipers, unfortunately they'll be only be winning one, and they will be relegated to Division 3. But good news is for Dauntless Esports, they will be promoted to Div 1, as they will get the spot of third position, taking out East Samurai Super. And also that will conclude Division 2 Season 4. Hope you guys enjoyed the entire match, and also not to worry about actually, you guys have to do worry about Season 5 registrations, which is going to come up live here. All you have to do is head on to the esports club, link is in the descriptions. Solos or squads, we have it. Join in for this tournament, and maybe we'll be able to see you guys in the qualifiers phase. But for now, we just have to end we just have to end the stream for now. A bit of a recap here. VPG versus Jet Reviha map on Cafe Dostoevsky, 7-4. The map goes to VPG, and also get a good win, a very huge win, and they'll be in Division 1. And so does Dauntless Esports, which was Red Vipers versus DE. The map was Cafe, and also the round was 1-7. And with it, we're going to end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be able to see you guys in tomorrow's stream, where we'll be able to cast Division 1 matches, the huge spicy matches that we are going to be able to see in tomorrow. So until then, we'll be able to see you guys in tomorrow. Take care.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. It's alright, so let's move on. It's alright, so let's move on.